Hey, aloha, and welcome to notpods.com coming soon. Notpods YouTube channel at notpods. This is Uncle Richie. Sunday, August 20th, 17 days till Thursday night kickoff. 20 days till our first full slate. Sunday games. Exciting times. Welcome aboard. If you don't know the story, my name is Uncle Richie. I'm coming at you live every single day from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I'm going to try to have more of a consistent show time. Going to try to be around noon. I am Hawaiian time. I won't tell you exactly where. If you know, you know. I'm just starting up this notpods.com website coming soon. I do own, but I am practicing my craft and actually going live on my YouTube channel at notpods. You'll notice that the screen is blank because this is not a podcast. This is live internet sports talk radio. I have a couple interview shows and a few original shows that I do one of which every single day. Today, I'm doing episode 2 of That's What He Said. This is an original show that I'm going to do throughout the season. I'm going to take the prognosticators and the experts, so-called, in quotes, and the guys and ladies that just spew shit out their ass and there's no ramifications. I'm taking notes and I'm coming at you guys. Mr. Nick Wright. Just because you believe and you are so convicted does not make it so. So this is episode 2. I'm the number one guy. That's what he said. These first 2 episodes, I will be grading myself. I did last week was over under in Vegas for each team. And my 5-star through 0-star bets. So that will be the end of the year, but we'll see how they're going. First third of the season. And today, episode 2, I'm going to do my top 5 locks, busts, and sleepers at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end for fantasy football 2023. And we'll also, I'd say about week 3, 4, 5, first third of the season, we'll be able to see how I'm doing. Let's start with quarterbacks. I'm going to do my top 5 locks, my top 5 busts, and my top 5 sleepers. Quarterback locks, 1 through 5, pretty basic. Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow, Herbert, Lamar Jackson. Notice no Buffalo Bill. Just not sure. Not like I'm not going to draft Josh Allen, and I don't have him as a bust. Just the offensive line is not looking great, so he's kind of in no man's land. But I think locks, Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow, Herbert, and Lamar. I think Lamar is going to be MVP topic. My top 5 busts 2023. That's what he said on Not Pods YouTube channel. Number 5. These are ADP 20 or above. Russell Wilson, 19. Just not sure. The line's not looking good, and I'm not sure if last year was an outlier or if he comes back. Part of me says he should have a great season, great coach, but I'm not willing to take that risk, and I think I'm leaving him off pretty much every fantasy league I have. Number 4, Daniel Jones at ADP 12, what I've seen. Got the big money, 35 mil a year, but they're going to lean on that running game. He does have Waller. Not a whole lot outside. Seems like same old crew. Slayton, Hodges, Paris Campbell. Got the rookie Hyatt. So I think he'd be another untouchable. Number 3, Geno. 10 years he didn't do shit. Last year was great, but not going to trust him with my money, my pride on the line in fantasy football. I believe he was like 17. Number 2 on my bust list, Dak Prescott, Cowboys. I mean, I think he'll put up decent numbers, and I think the volume will be there. I don't know if they're going to be throwing a whole lot. That's part of it. I mean, I love Lamb as a lock, but just I don't trust Dak. Is he going 15 plus INTs again? We shall see. And number 1, I think he was 11 on my ADP, Deshaun Watson. I really think they're really going to rely on that running game. Don't really dig the receiving core. I guess we'll see. You know, QB's tough because there's only really 28 of them that are draftable. And then even sleepers is kind of tough. I think those 5 guys, though, I'm pretty much leaving them off my board in any format in fantasy football. I don't think I'll be touching Russell Wilson, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Dak, or Deshaun Watson. Sleepers, and also, you know, this is relative because not a whole lot. There's only, like I said, 25, 30 quarterbacks. I really like how Jordan Love's looking. Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder. If Derek Carr, he's like 20 ADP. And Jimmy G, 24 ADP. Keep him healthy. Those 5 guys I would take a flyer on as a backup. QB, you know, there's a lot more options. Let's go to running back. So what I did on running back, I have my 5 locks. They're my top 5. I have 5 bust possibilities that are in the top 20 ADP and 5 sleepers that are bottom 40 ADP, which I'm going to use that format for running backs and wide receivers. And once again, welcome. This is Uncle Richie, episode 2 of That's What He Said. I'm judging myself. I'm putting my predictions out. Last week, I did over-unders and every NFL team in Vegas, gave you my 0 through 5-star picks. I will do that again as I come closer the week right before Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in there, I will have my final over-unders, but I did a preliminary. And I will judge myself. I love the herd. I get a lot of info from Colin Cowherd, and every Monday he does where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. I'm judging you guys. I'm going to judge the pros. I got my eyes set on the Fantasy Live crew and Mr. Nick Wright, sometimes known as Mr. Nick Wrong. I'm coming at you. A lot of blatant spewing of possible bullshit out of Nick Wright's mouth. A lot. So we're gonna hold these people accountable, and I'm gonna hold myself. Moving on. Running backs. Top 5 locks. CMC, Bijan Robinson. Bijan, not Bijan, we just learned. Derrick Henry, I got him one more great year. Eckler, Nick Chubb. My 5 top running backs. I got 5 busts. This is tough. All within the top 20 of the average draft position, ADP. At 5, J.K. Dobbins. Had some bursts last year and looked pretty good, but just seems like injury bug. And I really like Gus Edwards behind him. Justice Hill, still Melvin Gordon they picked up. So if there is an injury or if he's not producing, they got plenty of depth there. Number 4, Josh Jacobs. He looked so good last year, but the holdout and the money, the attitude could be an issue. And was last year an outlier? I don't know. Zamir White's looking not bad behind him. These are tough, let me tell you. Abdullah, Brandon Bolden. If he is a bust, I think my under 5.5 is pretty solid. Under 6.5. That's my 5-star pick. So Josh Jacobs is my number 4 bust. Number 3, Joe Mixon, 11th pick. Doesn't seem like his head is in the right place. They don't have a whole lot behind him. Evans, Chris Brown, rookie, Travion Williams. But he's in trouble again. I guess, it got thrown out, or they get away with everything. It's really not buying him. So probably, if he fell low enough, if he was around in the 4th round, I might take him. But at ADP 11, too rich for my blood. My number 2 bust, and I hate to say this, and I probably, if he's in the right position, I would still take him, but Tony Pollard. Just the wear and tear. I'm not sure he's an every down guy. Coming off a tough injury at the end of the year last year. Small in stature. Their whole running back room is small. And the line's a year older. They just got Martin back, but I'm not sure. Like I said, if he falls 3rd, 4th, 5th round, but there's no way I'm going 1st round, Tony Pollard. I'll go quarterback, receiver. And my number 1 bust, and it's not because of ability, Jonathan Taylor. I don't like the holdout. I don't like last year. I don't like the injuries. I don't like the owner talking about him. I just see lots and lots of issues. Offensive line, decent. But yeah, I think these are pretty much guys I wouldn't touch at this moment. Now, if he signs and he's happy and healthy and looking great, then he'd probably come off and go to, he could move right into my lock. But I will do this one more time too. But as of now, Sunday, August 20th, on That's What He Said, brought to you by Not Pods. YouTube at Not Pods. Jonathan Taylor is my number 1 bust at ADP, average draft position 8. Let's move on to sleepers, 2023 running back, fantasy football, sleepers. These are average draft position of 40th or worse that I can see making an impact in fantasy football. That's 8th, 9th round, if you look at it. Number 5, Gus Edwards, ADP 57. That's 9th, 10th round. Loved him for years. Also has some injury history. But if that guy can stay healthy, and Dobbins ahead of him. They do have Justice Hill, Melvin Gordon as well. I do have Dobbins as a bust. So if Gus can stay healthy, I really like his running style. He's a tough runner, can catch the ball. He's my number 5 sleeper. Number 4, Dante Foreman, Chicago. Love the pickup. Just had a resurgency to his career in Tennessee last year. Khalil Herbert's looking good. But I think it's going to be a 2-man crew. They don't have much else. Dante Foreman bruising back. ADP 52. So that's also 9th, 10th round. Definitely take a flyer. He could even find your lineup, I really believe. Number 3, 46 average draft position, Tank Bigsby. I love him. Love what I've seen. Jacksonville. He's the ice to the fire. ETN, scat back, tank style. So I think goal line work, even catching the ball. ETN struggled on short yardage. I really like this guy. Give me 6th, 7th, 8th round. He's 46 ADP. My number 2 sleeper. He's going to be backing up DeAndre Swift, but I really like Rashad Penny at 40. Philly. 1-2 tandem. Another thunder and lightning. Had put together, anytime he was healthy, he was really good in Seattle. So, really like Rashad. And my number 2 sleeper with a first-ranked offensive line. And my number 1 sleeper busted off that 60-yard run, and I just said, I like it. Jaylen Warren, number 49 ADP. I really don't see him lasting that long. Not a whole lot behind him. Najee Harris, he's a 3-down guy, but struggled last year. So there's my sleepers. Number 5, Gus Edwards, Dante Foreman, Tank Bigsby, Rashad Penny, and Jaylen Warren. Take a shot. Those are guys you can get after the 8th and 9th round, and very good chance they could start on your roster at some point. We're halfway through. We're going to go on to receivers. I just want to take a minute to say thank you so much for joining me. This is Uncle Richie from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It is 4:40 Hawaiian time, 7:40 on the West Coast, 10:40. I'm going to try to get more consistent and do noon to 1. So 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. I think that would help, knowing that if you come at noon, if you come at 3, you come at 6, come at 5 in Texas, you come at 4 in Colorado. And I will be on every day. It has to be just 10 minutes if too busy or just something going on, but I'm trying to do at least a half hour every day. And I'm putting in every waking moment is watching sports, working on my craft, getting content, or working, golfing, or hanging with the kid, my 6-year-old, Emma Lunny. Trying to make a better life for us. Down the road, I'll be asking 51 cents a month, but for now, probably this whole football season, going to be free. Notpods.com coming soon. Let's move on to my wide receiver locks. 2023 fantasy football. Top 5. Pretty obvious to me. Couple of busts, though. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I think these are the guys. That's my 5. I think it's my top 5. You know, it's tough keeping Diggs out. But just going gut feeling. This is 3 weeks. I will do this, that I will probably grade even more right before the season starts. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in there. Yeah. And Cup, only due to the fact of the injuries and the offensive line and the offense. I don't have them as a bust, but my top 5, J.J. Chase, Tyreek, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I'm going ADP, top 25 or higher for my bust list. My top 5 busts. DeAndre Hopkins, 25. You know, is he going to have a good coating of Rust-Oleum? Don't really trust his quarterback, Tannehill. Treylon Burks, could be a breakout. He's one of my sleepers. But, yeah. That one, this is a tough one. I could be wrong. And I'll take him if the price is right. But makes my top 5. Keenan Allen at the 22nd ADP. Quentin Johnston. I like their tight end is solid. Got Johnson and Mike Williams. Great route runner, but couple of years been injury prone. So I put him at number 4. Probably will still take him if the price is right. Number 3, Terry McLaurin at 20. I think Dotson's gonna rule that. It's a gut feeling once again. Probably gonna stay away from T-Mac in all drafts. Number 2, bust, DK Metcalf. For some reason, I just see a slip. I see Geno falling back. I see the Seahawks falling back. Last year, really believe possibly an outlier. Saw DK pretty much taking him off my board. You know, I think I like Lockett better than Smith and Jigba. And my number 1 bust, too much noise in the offseason. Lines looking not great. And I think the double team coming. Hate to say, Stefon Diggs. Not a whole lot on the other side. Gabe Davis, super inconsistent. Sherfield comes over. Shakir. He's going to be double teamed, and if he's not totally happy, he's kind of a diva. At his price, I don't think I'm going to take him. He's probably not going to be on one of my 5 or 6 fantasy teams. So my busts, wide receiver busts, not so much don't touch, but not at their price if they fall to you. At 5, D-Hop, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, and my number 1 bust, 2023, Stefon Diggs. Let's move on down to sleepers. Rashid Shaheed, 62 ADP with Derek Carr. Mike Thomas should be back and healthy. Olave. I think the Saints are going to win that division. Kamara's hurt. Running game will be okay, but I really like Rashid Shaheed. Looking good in camp and preseason. Derek Carr, big chip on his shoulder. That's my number 5 sleeper. Number 4, Trayvon Burks, Tennessee, 48 ADP, across from D-Hop. I just like him. Big guy, great routes. Tennessee could be in some shootouts. I think their defense isn't going to be great. Number 3 sleeper, 47 ADP, and you just want a piece of this offense with Patrick Mahomes, Sky Moore. I don't even know if you can call any receiver a sleeper, but he's the 47th average draft position. That's 9th, 10th round. So I'm putting that guy. I'll squarely take him and maybe even plug him in. Number 2 sleeper, only because the last couple of years has been injury riddled, Michael Gallup. So I got Lamb. I got Lamb a lock. I got Gallup a sleeper, but I have Dak as a bust. I know it sounds wacky. I like him. Lamb's going to get a lot of attention. He's the kind of guy that can get open anyway. My number 1 sleeper, Cleveland, Elijah Moore. And also ironic because Watson's my number 1 bust, but they're going to have to put up some yards. Elijah Moore, he's a beast. So those are my sleepers. ADP of 40 or lower. Number 5 through 1. Rashid Shaheed, New Orleans. Treylon Burks, Tennessee. Sky Moore, KC. Michael Gallup, Dallas. Elijah Moore, Cleveland. And finally, let's go to tight ends. So little weirdness here. I got my locks: Kelsey, Andrews, Waller, Evan Ingram, and Kyle Pitts. But I also have Pitts as my number 5 bust. He's both a lock and a bust. Tight end is thin this year. I think it's tough. But if I don't get Kelsey, I'm not taking a tight end until the 10th round. maybe I really like Waller. If he's there in the 6th or 7th, other than that, I think if you don't get Kelsey, even Andrews is 3rd or 4th round at best. Only one guy's getting Kelsey. Just make it up in other positions. It's going to be a tough draft with tight end wise. My top 5 busts, I got Pitts at 5 because I also have him as a lock. Hunter Henry, New England. Year older, just not sure. Number 3, the 16th ADP, Greg Dulcich. So you got Manhurts and Troutman behind him. Dulcich maybe not even starting. So 16th ADP bust. Number 2 and number 1, high ADPs, and I'm just not trusting him, probably keeping them both off. I don't see drafting either of these guys, Kittle and Hawkinson. Just not seeing it. Too many mouths to feed in San Fran, and the last couple of years he's not been getting the targets. And kind of the same is true. And he had a great start in Minnesota last year and then kind of fell off, Hawkinson. So those are my bust. Kyle Pitts, Hunter Henry, Greg Dulcich, George Kittle, TJ Hawkinson. Not that I won't touch them, but they will have to fall for me. Then my sleepers, these are 20th and lower since there's not a whole lot of tight ends anyway. Got to put a Beaver in here for my beloved Beavers. Luke Musgrave, 24 ADP, Green Bay. Should be solid. Only this guy, only because he's a 31st ADP, which I didn't understand, Zach Ertz. Unless there's an injury or something. I know the team's going to be terrible, but worth a flyer. Colt McCoy might be running for his life and having to dump to the tight end. Or no, the sleeper, Ertz, 31, yeah. So, if the guy's healthy, he's had a productive career. And it's got to be a sleeper if he's 31 ADP. Ty Conklin, 36 ADP. Number 1 tight end with the Jets, even though they got a lot of guys. I could see Rodgers has always been decent with a tight end. Number 2 sleeper, not really even that, but Juwan Johnson had a nice end of the season last year. Think it's going to do good things. Carr's made some tight ends look pretty good. Waller when he's healthy. Foster Moreau. I really like Carr, my number 2 sleeper. And number 1 sleeper, and he is number 20, Jake Ferguson, Dallas with Schultz gone. Looking good. Look good at the end of the year. Camp, preseason, looking great. So I think Dak will be looking his way. So my top 5 sleepers, Luke Musgrave, Ertz, Tyler Conklin, Juwan Johnson, Jake Ferguson. And that about wraps up my 2023 top 5 locks, busts, and sleepers at each position. This is Uncle Richie. That's What He Said show on Not Pods. YouTube at Not Pods, notpods.com, coming soon. And as I always sign off every day, I just ask you guys, be nice to yourself, be nice to one another, love one another. It's a tough world out there. Life is short. Stress will kill you. So just go out and be the best person you can. I'm really working on a higher consciousness. It's hard. I need to be better. I'm judgmental. I'm angry sometimes. I got issues. We all got our issues, but we can all work on them together. Just make a better life. So, and with that, I will say goodbye, aloha, and ahui ho until we meet again. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll try to be around noon Hawaiian time. Aloha.